Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as the children say in the streets, what it do, baby? It is your boy Pride, back again with another episode of ASAP with the boys. Now, notice how boys is plural. That means there's more than just me. Introducing the man, the myth, the legend, T-Dog, Tony, my Jeffrey Dahmer, the man who's probably killed multiple people before. T-Dog, how you feeling, my boy?
I just want to say I plead the fifth on that. Just want to throw that out there. I've had a new comparison thrown out there because of how I'm growing my hair out and my facial hair. I have been compared to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
My Jedi, my charismatic leader, my insightful teacher, my Obi-Wan Kenobi, you shall be till the end of time. And if we have an Obi-Wan, we gotta have a Darth Vader, the man who chooses violence for no reason whatsoever. Mike Huggy Hughes. Mike, how you doing, my boy?
I don't think I choose violence, to be honest. I just think, I just reciprocate the energy that is in the air.
If Tony, you would agree with me. If we leaked these group chat texts, bro, it'd be tell a completely different story.
Well, I will say this in Mike's defense. Mike left. Mike, a lot of times, Mike is just a realist, and sometimes that's really what you need in life is a realist to just show it out in front of people. Like, hey, this is how it is, and this is what we got to talk about. Because there are some people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. You know what, Mike? I told my girl this before we get into. I told my girl this earlier. Because I just put a smiley face on Facebook. Mike was mad hostile to, hey, yo, everyone comment, shut the fuck up on this thing. And I told my girl this. If you do not have a Mike in your friend group, you don't have a friend group. Like you need, because and then he goes to the group chat, tells everyone, hey, yo, everyone, comment, tell him to shut the fuck up.
Dude,
If
I saw it.
I'm telling you, if you don't have a Mike, bro, your friend group ain't in it.
I seen that. I was like, Pride's having too good of a day. And I was like, I think I could get everybody to do it. And Randy was the first one to let me down, bro. Randy folded, bro. Randy want to send a smiley face. I was like, where's the energy, bro? Where's the chat energy?
No, the chat energy was good.
Where's that
The chat
toxicity?
energy was good.
That toxicity that Mike is looking for.
On
Right,
God,
bro.
man. Like Mike. See, the thing is, Mike, his toxicity is different. Mike wants me to actually kill myself. That's what Mike wants.
No.
See, the way you're saying Noah, first of all, you don't say Noah, right? You normally say no. So when you say Noah, I know you're lying to me.
No.
It is what it is. You know what? I'll be here crying. I won't be dead, but I will be dehydrated because these tears take a lot out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a packed show for y'all. And Anthony Edwards had some stuff to say about load management. We will get into that because honestly, I have my thoughts on it, and I think you guys will kind of be a little bit upset about that. I actually have a surprise question for you guys. We'll get on that in a little bit. But before all of that, Manny Machado is butthurt in his light-skinned feelings. He took the first pitch from the pitch clock. When asked about it afterwards, he was mad and said, quote, I'm going to start a lot of my at-bats 0-1. So this is just listen, I like Manny Machado. Kid's a stud, super duper star. And I don't think anyone ever will take that from him. Tony, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a bitch is he being?
I mean, considering I don't really follow baseball, I don't really know, to be honest with you. When you put that in there, I was like, oh shit, it's a baseball question.
All right, so I'm gonna put it to you in a way we could better understand. Mike, if I'm wrong, you let me know. It is kind of when AB was.
My bad.
Now you go. Robert, baby, what did he do? Oh, look at this guy. Hold on. Look at this picture. Look at this guy.
That's Henny if I've ever seen it.
Rob,
What's-
how you doing, my boy?
What's happening, my brothers?
Bro,
Shit.
life is happening, my boy.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna talk about a lot. And there's one thing I want you to hear first specifically. But Tony, let me put it into better understanding for you and those who don't watch football or baseball. Mike, if I'm wrong, let me know. Remember when Antonio Brown had changed helmets and he refused to?
Yep.
Imagine that with less suspensions.
Mm,
Mike, am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm really like I understand what you're coming from for like Manny's got to be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of spring training baseball today, man, and it was crazy. Like the way it goes, especially for Manny, is like, all right, so you're doing your little approach to whatever you got to do. You got to get in your groove, while you're waiting for the pitcher to throw the ball. But if by 8 seconds you don't look at the pitcher and show that you want to face fuck him, they call it a strike. I think that's crazy. Like, I think the rule should literally just be for the pitcher. Like that's what the rule is implemented for, not for the batter to have to look you in the face. Like, I shouldn't have to do. What if I don't want to, bro? What if I just want to stand there and look at the sky? Like, at the end of the day, it's on me. I'm not changing the pace of the pitcher. The pitcher can still throw whenever he feels like it. So I kind of like. I don't like it just because.
Are y'all talking about this clock for baseball?
Yeah, it's like it's.
I saw it earlier.
I get it for the pitchers, but like it's crazy to me for you to tell me I have to look at the pitcher in the face as the batter and acknowledge him before 8 seconds. I think that's weird. I don't see what it does for speeding up the pace.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So it's almost like a snap count for both the pitcher and the batter.
Correct. So
basically,
the pitcher has to pitch it before the end of the time limit. However, by 8 seconds, the batter has to be in the box and prepared. And here's the thing. This is why I think this is one of the few times that baseball has done something good.
Rob Scott.
And everyone's going to complain and moan and say it's not fair. And this is what I mean by that, right? The reason why we needed for the batter to be in is because guess what's going to happen? Guess what a lot of batters are going to do? Oh, let me milk it. Juan Soto, I love this kid. I don't need you to spend a 45-minute routine song and dance before you get in the box. I get the Soto shuffle. It's adorable. It's cute and all. But when you're doing it every single time, it gets to the point where it's like, I'm watching you dance more than the pitchers are at this point, bro. And the reason why the MLB did that is because think about this, Mike. If the batter doesn't get in the batter's box, let's say he decides to go in at 3 seconds, the pitcher's not going to be able to get it off in time. And then that's a ball, and then that's a whole situation. So it's like if you put the pitch clock in, you have to have you got to basically put a rule in place for the batters. Because I don't know about y'all, but me, look here, bro. I lie, I cheat, and I steal. You give me an inch, I'll take a mile, and that gets me a foot out the door. I'm telling you right now, if you put me in that situation and I don't have to get in by 8 seconds as a batter, I'm milking the clock for all it's worth.
Wait,
I'm milking the clock for all it's worth.
But at the end of the day,
I don't even think that they're giving them enough time either. And like this is coming from a person that doesn't watch baseball. Like I appreciate the fact of them trying to speed up the game because it made it interesting. I saw the highlight and I'm like, oh, I gotta go watch a game. Like just to see how that interacts. But as I'm watching the highlight, I'm like, that's not enough time because you still have to allow the pitcher to get ready. And like I'm like, they got more time to run the play in the NBA than they do the pitch.
Yeah. And I was going to say, so two things. Pride, I heard that little Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat, and steal.
Viva la raza!
Someone had to get it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Like I heard that. I was like, wait, did you just compare yourself to Eddie Guerrero? I don't think so, sir.
Yes, I did.
But no, I mean, I will say, like you said, if there's not a penalty on the batters, because I mean, the pitcher at that point is like, look, if you ain't set, I got 2 seconds to throw this ball. This ball is about to get thrown, and whether or not you hit it is up to you. But it's like to me that could almost ruin the game. Because, okay, if you get a ball, and what is it, by ball 4, you're basically walking. Like, we're going to have some crazy baseball scores out there if that's the case. If anything, to me, I kind of see what they mean. I see what you mean if some dude's taking, like, an hour to do, like, this little pre-bat ritual. But at the same time, it's also like, man, this could potentially, to me, ruin the game. Even though, again, I'm with Rob. I never grew up watching a lot of baseball. Nobody in the family really watched a lot of baseball. So I don't know. To me, it has to be dual sided. Like the pitcher's already there. All the pitcher got to do is throw the ball. Like he could do that in 8 seconds. But the batter, like you said, Pride, is what to me is gonna kind of screw people over if they're just taking their sweet time, come up there and like you said, if they don't, okay, it's still a ball, and then they're good. Then they're fine.
Right, and like I said,
well, not necessarily though, because you got to think about the pitcher too. Like one thing I do know about pitching is it's more than just physical as well. Because like you're really trying. Can we curse on this show?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You're trying to mind fuck this person. You're doing you're doing everything, like certain looks in your eyes, the way you're looking at the catcher, and things like that. So sometimes you gotta allow the pitcher, just from a mental standpoint, to say, how am I gonna approach this batter? And now, I mean, it makes things interesting with the clock. Because now you kind of have to think on the fly, but also at the same time, I would say 25 seconds would be an appropriate time. I think that's like the same standard time you allow. Like I say, a shot clock in the NBA is 24 seconds. I believe standard time without timeouts in the NFL to get a play together is about 25 seconds. So I think take away the 15 seconds and give them at least 25. And I think, Nate, to your point, Tony, I'm sorry, to your point, like, no. Only reason I said Nate because I attended a meeting earlier and they kept mentioning Nate. That's all. I corrected myself very quickly.
And we had a meeting earlier and no one told me. That's crazy, bro.
They said it in the thing, but to Tony's point though, I think also it's gonna be more scoring, and that's what they want in baseball. They want it to become a more offensive game. Right. Because that's what people want to see.
Right. But I think at the end of the day, like the point I was making the Pride, and you made a basketball analogy about the shot clock, and I completely understand that. But the part that didn't make sense to me, and Pride, let me know if I'm tweaking or if I'm reaching. Because if I'm reaching, I'll start stretching right now. Because you know what I mean? I gotta get my stretches in before I reach for stuff. I'll be tearing everything. But it's basically you looking at me, right? Let's say NBA shot clock's 30 seconds now.
Yep.
Hey. By 15 seconds, you got to start playing D, or that's 2 points for the other team. Like what I could do whatever I want to do on D. You feel me? And that's like for me where I'm like, as a batter, hey bro, if you want to fuck around in the batter's box for 20 seconds, that's fine. But that's
not.
That's your ass.
No, it's not. And I'm explaining you why. I'm explaining you why.
Wait, I want you to explain this to me first, though, right?
Go ahead.
This is the part I don't get. What does it change for the pitcher? Because the strike zone remains the same no matter where that batter is in the box. So if dude's fucking around on the side of the box, or he's waving to his mama, or he's doing some bullshit with his bat, hey, go for it. I don't give a fuck.
No, but that's not how it works. Because how many times have we seen a guy step out of the box, the pitch gets thrown because he calls time, the ump calls time, goes, oh, he's not in the box, he throws the pitch is a dead perfect strike, but what do? Oh, it didn't happen because he wasn't in the box prepared. That's why you need to incorporate this. Because like I said, if the batter, look, respectfully, I love Bryce Harper. Sometimes he does this. Mike Trout.
No, and I already know where you're going with this, and I agree
play. But you see what I'm saying? That's why you kind of have to have something where they're in the box. Because think about it. If you don't have this 8-second thing, then that means the pitcher can just throw the ball whenever he feels like. Now you're gonna have, but here's the problem with that, Mike. Here's the problem with that. Then the batters are gonna start complaining that they don't have enough time to get ready because all the pitcher's gonna do is start quick pitching them. Listen, you saw how people hated playing Johnny Cueto. You saw how he would do that weird little thing. Like,
in the NLCS in 2016, in the heat of battle, my boy, I was there for a Johnny Cueto game, and I wanted to kill myself. I was there for 5 hours, and it was only the 5th inning. Not really, but you feel me? Like,
but what the MLB is trying to do, they're trying to stop the problem they have with pitchers taking too long. Right. But at the same time, they're trying to stop a future problem too, because they don't want the batters abusing that either. Because, like, think about it. If you just put this for the pitchers, the game is still going to be as long. The only difference is instead of the pitchers making the game that long, it'll be the batters. So the MLB is trying to stop this. Yeah, I've said this before and I've said it again. And if you disagree with me, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that's cool.
If you have to choreograph your walk up, Chase Sports.
Mm.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you need to choreograph how many times you touch your jock strap, stretch, then pick up a blade of grass, and then see where the wind. If you got to do all that, Chase Sports. This ain't for you. Because I'm here to watch a game. I'm not trying to go through a century. You feel me?
No.
Like there's games started into the Great Depression.
Was the best on that because Juan Soto is the king of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And then when people tell him something, he gets butthurt. And again, I love Juan Soto. I love him. But
Now, Pride, I will say I just found this because I'm watching it on CBS Sports right now. So that whole time clock, and they're showing a video of a minor league baseball game, but it's going to translate to the MLB. So the batters also have a certain amount of time that they have to be ready and in the box as well.
Yep, by
Because
8 seconds.
Right, because just the same as if the pitchers aren't ready and they don't pitch it before a certain time, they get charged with an automatic ball. The batters get charged with an automatic strike if they're not there and ready. So it is. So I will say they did kind of put that in there.
Yeah.
Tony, did you just miss the last 15 minutes of what we've been talking about?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I don't follow baseball. I ain't gonna lie.
Respectfully. I
No,
was like,
but
what?
huh? Yeah.
Huh?
No, but I was about to say
Hey,
though.
Rob Scott. Hey, Rob Scott.
Mike Hughes.
Gonna fight for your right to party!
You love this.
Yes, Lord. Hey, but no, I think though this is good for baseball because because baseball is a great game. Don't get me wrong. Like we've all played it as kids in some way or fashion, and it's a great game. It's just long as hell. So I think if you're shortening the game, I will start watching baseball.
Rob Scott was Jefferson Albert Tibbs in the movie Hardball.
I say I might have to start watching baseball, and just for Mike, I'll have to be a Cubs
G-Baby
fan
was my
because
guy.
I loved watching the Cubs win the World Series back in 2016. So
Nah, 100%. But I agree with what you're saying. But like, and this is what I told Pride when they first established this. I said the first year isn't gonna go the way they think because it's gonna be a whole lot of arguing and it's gonna be a whole lot of time being taken out of the game for these dudes talking bullshit about, well, I was looking at it or I wasn't looking at it or I got the time off or I didn't get the time off. I think the first year is going to be a real struggle and there's going to be a lot of blown games and a lot of blown calls. And I think a lot of people are going to be upset. But as time goes on, I think it's going to slowly start getting perfected and it's going to start becoming a normal thing. And I think that's something right now I think a lot of people just are trying to get used to. And I think the players are having the biggest issue. Like I know Ian Happ on the Cubs was talking about it today. He's been in the league since 2017. He's asking minor league guys for advice because the minor league guys have been doing it a lot longer. So they'll be like, okay, so this is what the rule book says, but this is really how it goes because the minor league's been doing it. But I mean, I think it's good for both sides. I do think, Pride, let me know if I'm bugging. I do think the 8 seconds is kind of a tweak. I think if you were to tell me 5 seconds you need to be looking at him, give the pitcher 5 seconds to start his windup, cool. But it shouldn't be a 10-second difference between the two. You know what I mean?
So when you say look, do you mean this look? Like this is how they need to be looking at him?
Dude, no, literally, that's what happened to Manny. Like, and Pride knows, I do not rock with Manny Machado whatsoever.
No,
Biggest diva, I hate him, hate his guts.
With a passion.
But my guy was set up in the box. My guy was looking actively in the direction of the pitcher, but the rule is his head. I mean, Tony, put it back up. This is how you literally have to be looking at a pitcher 8 seconds before. I shouldn't have to eye fuck this man just to let you know I'm ready to swing. You know what I mean, Pride? Like he was in his stance. He was ready to go. He was just looking at the dirt for a second. Like, I mean, fuck it. Let him.
It's like, ooh la la, throw it at me, baby.
Right. Like, bro, don't stare at my soul like that. I'll hit you in your kneecap.
Nah, it's going to be interesting. I do agree with you, Mike. Before we move on, I do agree with you. I do think the first year people are going to be mad about it because everyone's arguing.
Bro.
After that, I think everyone is going to, I think everything.
Hey, Pride, at least you'll have new baseball fans. We could talk more.
We'll see. We'll see because some of y'all are just
Rob Scott told me
Yeah.
this last year.
Yeah, look, hey Mike, the game still was born.
It still is.
It,
It's
it
really not
still was
changing that
born, bro. I tried. Like I literally sat there and like I fell asleep. Like
Yeah, it's crazy too, because Rob, you talking about boredom. You know who wasn't bored? A couple I think it was the last night, the day before last, Kawhi Leonard. My man played over 40 minutes in that double OT thriller. So I want to play a game.
Hey.
45.
he should have enough energy after all the rest he's gotten.
Shoo, I want to play a game with y'all though. Simple mathematics. It's called this plus that equals.
Mm.
I'm going to give y'all an equation, and I want you to tell me what it's going to equal. Tony, let me start with you. Russ, in his debut with the Clippers, how you see it working out?
I ain't gonna lie. It to me is gonna work out the same way as it worked with the Lakers. Like he is one that if he's the main star on the team is gonna be fine. But the fact that Russ is gonna have to learn how to be a role player. Like, yes, Kawhi is gonna be in and out of the lineup. Paul George is gonna be in and out of the lineup. Like, he has the talent. The problem is it seems like he cannot work with other players. Like, as much as I'm not a LeBron fan, like I'm a huge LeBron critic. Like, you can't make it work with Bron, and Bron tries to make it work with everybody. AD is literally not there like 69% of the time. So
Noise.
You've had opportunities to, work with one of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. You've had the opportunity to do it, and you can't. So what makes me expect any different from having to work with Kawhi and Paul George? Like I don't see it working out. Honestly, I don't know why the Clippers even agreed to do it. If they wanted him for bench, if they think that they're going to, kind of rekindle, maybe they come in with better open arms than the Lakers did, because the Lakers were happy to get him. Like, they openly accepted him. He just started to play like ass.
LeBron wanted him.
Yeah, LeBron loved him. Like, LeBron, that's why the Lakers are in the situation that they are, is because Bron said, I don't care what you got to give up. Go get him, and we will be fine. And that's why the Lakers are in what they're in right now.
Spit bars, Tony. Spit bars.
Mike. Because apparently I think you and I have a disconnect, Michael. So let me just clarify this.
I'm sorry.
In his debut with the Clippers.
I thought you said I thought what you said was, how do you think he's going to do in his debut? That's right. I was a miscommunication.
Yeah, I see why you're single. But
what the oh
17 points, 14 assists. Great, right? It should work out, right? It should work out better with the Clippers than it did with the Lakers, right?
I think we already answered it right there. No matter what Russ does at the end of the day, they're gonna finish better than the Lakers. So I think you could say that's an easy dub no matter what. There's no I don't think, like, statistically, I don't think they could finish better than the Clippers at this point. But I do think at the end of the day, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. And I think a lot of things are really going to come down into, figuring out what we're going to do as a team, that being the Clippers, not my team. My team's on its own train right now. But I think at the end of the day, the conversation should be going to the finals. I think at this point, you've had PG and Kawhi, and maybe that's unfair to Russ, but you've had PG and Kawhi for so long. It really is something for me where it's really championship or bust, especially with how wide open the West really is, with not really looking at a team right now. I mean, look at the Warriors. You're looking at the Warriors right now about potentially even missing the playoffs. I don't think they will, but that's really the conversation. And Jokic, who back-to-back MVPs. I saw this weird statistic. It was him and Karl Malone, he who that shall not be named, are the only guys who have won back-to-back MVPs and never been to a finals. So if Jokic goes to if he wins 3 MVPs straight and doesn't go to the finals, what does that say about him? Right now, I think, that's really where Russ needs to go. At the end of the day, Rob Scott already knows how I feel. I think this is this is just me
smoking herbs, and I mean this in the most disrespectful way possible. If you honestly think that, you're smoking herbs.
No, I was just
Herbs.
But no, I genuinely do. I'm standing by this, and I think I'm not out of pocket for saying it. I think the Clippers should be one of the favorites to come out of the West, and I don't think that's a problem. I really do. I think they have the deepest team at this point in the West. I mean, they're as deep as they come, and I think they're the best team in the West right now.
I'm gonna put it to you this
Mm.
way: only way they're that deep is if they're in a swimming pool. Only way I would say that. Robert,
In the shallow end, or a kiddie pool.
bro, you know how in the wave pools, it's like your feet barely get covered with the water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how deep the Clippers are. I don't want to hear nothing. Anyway, Rob,
Wow. Yes.
Russ
Yeah.
with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Let me tell you.
Explain something to me.
Mm.
Why should we have any faith in this?
You know what? And it's not because it's a Chicago thing or just because I love Mike Hughes. I have to agree.
That's sensational.
I just have to tell you something. If you just mentioned it, Kawhi played 40+ minutes. They had probably one of the highest scoring games combined with them and the Sacramento Kings. 176, 175. Final score, Kings come out with that. But the fact is, this team scored 175 points. And
Okay.
the only thing I have to say about Russell Westbrook, because I think offensively it can work because of spacing. Kawhi Leonard normally gets his game set up at the mid-range. Paul George has always been a player who particularly likes to get his game started at the top of the key at the three-point line. He can start there. Now you're giving Russell Westbrook space to create. And Russell he's still athletic. He's not as athletic as he used to be, but he's still as athletic as 70% of the league as far as people at the guard position.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell can get down if he's allowed to get down. And the fact that he's been endorsed by this team, he has a chip on the shoulder. And honestly, that's a Russell Westbrook you want. A guy with a chip on the shoulder, a guy that feels he has to prove something. That's like, okay, I didn't work at the Lakers, but I'm still in LA. I'll go to the Clippers and we'll see y'all in the playoffs if you make it. You know what I mean? So Russell's problem is going to be, can you make up for things defensively? Because Russell Westbrook is historically a horrific defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why you score 175 points in the game and lose.
So,
but I think once they get it together, I'm not saying that they're coming out of the West, but they're definitely a contender. There's no definitive team to come out the West right now. You can't look at a team and say that team is coming out the West. Even Phoenix, you can't say that because Devin Booker, Chris Paul, or Kevin Durant, one of them guys, all three of those guys are injury prone. And you're like, are we going to have all three of those guys going into the playoffs?
Imagine. Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now, bro. No, it's no. All right. Now, allow me to put some objectivity, some legitimateness, some legitimacy, some
Pride
real
Bayless.
life stuff. Pride Bayless, I can't stand you. Let me explain to you why real quick. Why this means nothing. Okay? The Clippers weren't going to make the finals. They weren't even going to make the Western Conference Finals before this. With Russ, not a single thing changes. In the slightest. And nothing changes. Only thing they did is fill a roster spot. That's it. The man still turns over the ball like crazy. The man still doesn't want to play defense for something, which is bizarre to me because when he was with the Lakers this year, he was playing pretty good defense. Arguably, you can make the argument.
He was all right.
He was. How about this? Let's meet in the middle. He was giving you passable defense. Can we meet in the middle?
Well, I was going to say, Pride, was it like passable compared to if he was on any other team or just no, legitimately? Because
it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture. I think if you put him anywhere else, you would look at him and go, okay, that's a solid defender. You wouldn't be like drooling over him, but you'll be like, you know what? He tries. The type of defense he was playing in LA was the type of defense somebody would play if they want to get minutes.
Right.
This is the only time I would say anything bad about Steph Curry. Like Russell Westbrook is one of those guys like Steph Curry. You have to put him on a team where they have great defenders, where he can kind of just play the lanes.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I feel you. Yep. Exactly. But here's my
Pride,
thing. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
My bad. I just wanted to say, like, the turnover thing. I get it. and I hear what you're saying. Like sometimes that shit looks horrendously awful. Like handing the other
Facts.
team the ball, gift
Yeah.
wrapping that bitch, and saying "Merry fucking Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa." Like that's really how it looks. But I also
Oh,
look at the leaders in turnovers, and it's crazy. It's right now
Mm.
ranked on top 5 is Trae Young, Giannis, Jokic at 3, Luka and Westbrook, then Embiid, Morant, Harden, Edwards, Paul George, Jordan Poole, Damian Lillard, LeBron. I mean, that's just a few of them. And trust,
But the difference is,
I know one dude that would be there if he was healthy too.
But you want to know what the difference is? There's multiple differences between those guys and Russ. The big difference is, yeah, sure, they're doing turnovers, but they're giving you something to offset those turnovers.
Right.
Russ
but
is giving
didn't
you-
Russ have
Russ is
12 assists last night?
With 7 turnovers, and of those 7, now do me a favor, do the math. Of those assists and turnovers, which one actually was more points?
Mm.
Right.
Because
but
every
what
time
I'm
he's doing a
telling you-
turnover, they're catching a transition 3.
Right, but what I'm telling you is,
And
you
it's
look
his
at
man
what
doing
it is. If he'll give
Yeah.
you 10 boards,
I'm just saying, bro.
I know.
His decision making is bad
It's
now.
exactly. That's another
Like
thing.
I know, and ladies and gentlemen, we do know sports, so we understand if you're a high ball player, you know, the guy with the ball in his hands the most, you're likely going to have the most turnovers. So don't think that we're mentioning all these superstars having turnovers and we're like blaming them against them. But
yeah, and that was my only point. Was like, if you're holding the ball, bro, you're gonna get the turnover.
You're gonna have a turnover.
Right. But the difference is with Russ, a lot of times it's him forcing something and him getting stripped. A lot of times it's him just doing the dumbest stuff. How many times last year did we see him literally dribble the ball off his foot? Draymond did it one time and we killed him for months. Literally, Russ was doing it every other day. And it became if this was wrestling, that was his gimmick.
Or
the turnover.
I can remember watching him with the Wizards. I watched Russ just like pass a ball, and the dude wasn't even close. He just passed it into the stands. I'm like, Russ, what's you doing, bro?
Yeah,
right,
you know,
that far too
it's a prize point. He doesn't give you anything to offset it. Like if LeBron has 7 turnovers in the game, LeBron probably got about 38 points. He got about 12 assists. He got maybe a block or 2, and just his overall. He might not play defense all game, but LeBron is normally gonna give you a play where it's like it's just a momentum changer. So you know, you look at Russ and you like, okay, you had 7 turnovers tonight, but what did you do? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do to say, okay, it's okay, he has 7 turnovers tonight, but did you see this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And respectfully, here's the other thing about Russ, and I don't know why we're not allowed to say this, but the Russell Westbrook we have now is even way more inconsistent than it was in his prime. He already was inconsistent in his prime. Now it's even worse. And I'm gonna tell you, and this is the reason why they got Russ. Simple. This gives Paul George yet another guy to take the blame when my man scores 41 points in a playoff game on 50 shots. I'm telling you this right now. Because listen, I see the writing on the wall. Listen, bro. I'm opening my third eye. I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. They're gonna flame out in the playoffs. Russ is gonna have a bad game, of course. But you know who's gonna have a worse game? Paul George.
PG. George Paul, as Skip Bayless would like to say.
I'm not calling him George Paul. I honestly, I know someone named George. He's a good guy. I'm calling this man Paul. I'm not going to disrespect the guy I work with. Mr.
Hey,
He's
Paul.
a cool dude. That's it. The Paul. And matter of fact,
say you don't get the nickname PG-13. You just Paul.
No, matter of fact, no. Get him out of here. But like, this is. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this is what's gonna happen. When it ends up going south, yes, Ruska's gonna need to take some blame because I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up collapsing. But you know what else is gonna collapse? PG-13. Yeah, your game PG-13, bro. Your game definitely is because it's some of the softest stuff I've ever seen in my life. The softest stuff. It was like, oh yeah, I'm mad hard, but don't be mean to me because I'm sensitive. I'll be in my feelings, bro. My man in his feelings more than Drake. What are we doing here, bro?
I mean, you say the same thing about KD. I mean, KD be building, burner
KD
accounts
different.
on Twitter and whatnot.
I was about to say KD different. KD different, bro. Bless his heart.
Hey, all I gotta say is it don't matter who made what moves. At the end of the day, Warriors are 5.
Not even, bro. Celtics in 3. Get out of here.
Whoa! Pride. Just remember, Jason Tatum hasn't appeared off the missing in the playoffs, good sir.
Hold on. Say it again. Hold on. Say that one more time.
One more time. Let me say. Okay.
Say it one more time.
In the playoffs, we have not seen Jason Tatum off the back of the milk carton. Okay,
that's definitely a lie. But go ahead, continue.
Pride. What happened last year? Where was Jason Tatum?
He was too busy cooking KD, and then giving Giannis that work.
He cooked KD, and then got cooked against the Warriors.
Get his ass busted by Andrew Wiggins, though.
Stop playing.
Exactly.
That's all I know. He got cooked against the Warriors. He got cooked.
And that lets me know y'all don't even watch because
I saw he had one game with 12 points and
all I know is Steph Curry was cooking. He was cooking.
You done?
You know he didn't have a single 30-point game in the finals.
So
he had 2 games under 15.
And I'll explain what else is he bringing to the table.
Shut the fuck up. Cancel.
It's gonna be a rematch. It's gonna be a rematch this year because I got the Celtics coming out the East again.
Like Pride. Let me just say like
I
respectfully
got the
and
Celtics
truthfully,
coming out the East.
truly
It's
respectfully.
gonna be a rematch.
Jason Tatum reminds me of one of those players. He is great in the regular season. He will shut you down. He is one of the greatest defensive players in the regular season.
Meanwhile, the man was cooking, bro. He has 3 bad games, and y'all deep throat that.
The 3 games that matter the most. That matter the most. Like that's what defines your career. Like if you had it early in the season or early in the playoffs is fine, but you can't do that when the game's on the line.
You can't do that. You can't look at those 3 games and then pretend that was everything he did in the playoffs.
It boils down to
most.
Game two, he played well and we won.
And
so what are we doing?
And that was the only game.
I'm just saying for the sake of consistency. If you want to say, all right, look, bro, these 3 games, they were rough. I'm with you there. Yes, I was criticizing him. Where I have a problem is when you guys try to get those 3 games and pretend that was him the entire playoffs.
I didn't say it was the entire playoffs. I'm just saying he got cooked against the Warriors.
That's the thing. Now we have a dialogue to tell you. No. I just want to ask you, unbiased.
Nah, he got cooked.
Hey, against the Warriors, yes. I'm not arguing that either.
Who looks at it for what it is and be like, yo, listen, you did great in the playoffs. We're proud of you, but you got cooked in the finals. Like that's at the end of the day, no one's gonna remember what you did in the playoffs if you lose in the finals. That's just what it like. We can't sit here and say we would have been doing the same thing to Kyrie or somebody else if they played like shit.
That's not even true. But that's not even true. That's not even true because when LeBron lost to Golden State, we didn't diminish what he did in the finals
because LeBron was dropping 40 and 12 every single night.
Well, you know what? LeBron had already got diminished in the finals. Like his, I think the mystique of LeBron just a little bit. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like he is still not a revered person or player, but against the Mavericks, like when he lost that, it kind of like already went to boo boo.
People gave him shit for that. Like,
but you want to know the difference? You want to know what the difference was? But do you want to know what the difference was? We said he did bad in the finals. We didn't say his entire playoff run got negated.
We didn't say that either.
Okay, Mike, you and Tony are just trying to do that with Jason Tatum.
Don't do that to me. I was not with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Get out of here, bro. Yes, you was, bro. Yes, you was, because you was just saying, what do you do the playoffs? Right? Come on, bro.
Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni.
Let me know. Promise I'll laugh. Was that the punchline? That was the punchline? You got to do better. Consistency. You got to have it. If you want to say, like what Rob was saying, Jason Tatum got cooked against Golden State. That's a fact.
But he was cooking in the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. To pretend that he wasn't cooking before and like the first game or 2 of that series, to try to say that, whatever you're smoking, I need some because I need.
I hear you. I hear you completely. I hear you.
No, you don't.
No, I do. I love you. You're my brother. I love you, and I know how much you ride with the Celtics. But all I'm saying is, I remember once upon a time it was me and you on a show. And I said, yeah, but Jimmy Butler made it to the finals and he carried them the whole way. And I remember, let me do my best, Pride. He said, wah, but they still lost though. Wah, but they're still out. Wah, but they didn't win though. And I was like, yeah, but he carried them. He goes, yeah, but that doesn't matter. He didn't win.
No. See, again, Out of context.
Not
Because
out of
you said they carried him, that he carried them through the entirety of the playoffs. The man lost in the finals. I didn't take what he did in going to get there. I didn't take anything from him. The last couple games, he was horrible because he was riding on fumes because he couldn't do it.
And that's what I'm saying about Tatum.
And
It's like he just
no,
didn't
that's
play
not what-
well in those
That's not
in
what you're
that stretch when the
That's not what
lights
you're
were the
saying.
brightest. He just didn't play the best ball, and that's all
not what
right.
you're saying. That's not what you're saying. You're saying
But
he
I
was like that
told
the
you, I
entire
told you
playoffs.
straight up. He cooked the Heat. He cooked the Bucks.
You're
He
saying
did
that now
great.
because I got you pressed.
What you mean, pressed?
You're
I
saying
don't
that
play.
now.
I just think you play shit in the finals. It needs to be talked about. Like twice under 15 points.
Again, if you want to say he got
Crazy.
cooked against Golden State, I'm with it. Again, what you're trying to do is pretend that's what he did the entirety.
Oh my god, but that's not what I said though.
That's what you said. Anyway, as I was saying,
Run it
Fonzo
back.
really interrupted.
Hey, can I switch the topic real quick?
Oh,
Because we speaking about the Western Conference Finals, and we
Go
speaking
ahead.
about the finals in general.
go ahead.
If the Phoenix Suns don't win, how detrimental is this to KD's legacy?
Can I be 100% honest?
How shitty is it to Chris Paul?
No,
Oh, it's,
can I be
terrible
honest
to
with
Chris,
you?
it's terrible to Chris Paul.
Can I be 100% honest here?
Yes.
Let's have a legitimate conversation.
No.
Okay.
Why should we expect them to make the Western Conference Finals? When this
Because
trade
it's
first
Kevin
happened,
Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul on the same team.
and
It's name
I
value.
get that. Exactly. That's all it is. It's just name value. That's all it is. And I'm gonna say this, and if I'm bugging, go ahead. You guys can yell at me. When they got KD, it was a year too late. The year they made the finals, I felt like that was their best chance for them to win. That's 100 how I felt. I felt when they were going up against Milwaukee and I picked the Suns, I thought that was their peak. I thought after that, the window was going to close every single year. I made this joke. Everyone killed me for it. Lo and behold, I low-key looked like a genius. They were the Clippers. As soon as you get all the talent, your first year, that is the biggest year you can make to maximize your potential.
Right.
Every year going forward, it's going to close. What happened to them last year? Meltdown. Now this year,
Nah.
Devin Booker. You make a bucket on Devin Booker. He starts getting his light skin feeling, crying. Oh, I'm tough. Nah, bro. You like John Moran, bro. You grew up in the suburbs. You went to private school. Settle down, bro. Just sit down. And
Settle down. He says, simmer down, young man.
Yeah, simmer down, young fella. Simmer down, sir. Before I put you in timeout. And speaking of timeout, Chris Paul needs a timeout because this old decrepit dinosaur. And I love Chris Paul. I love him, but that's why I'm hard on him because I feel like if I love him, I'm allowed to be this hard on him. But this decrepit, ball-headed dinosaur still trying to grow hair, started to grow his game. This is insane. I don't know what to do with this.
Whoa. If we gonna talk about
we
we gonna talk about old decrepit bald dudes, don't talk about Chris Paul. We not gonna sit here like LeBron ain't got the toilet bowl going.
Meanwhile,
on right now
LeBron
in
still
his bare
dropping 30.
possession.
What's your point? LeBron still dropping 30.
Okay,
As I
Man
was
still
saying,
got a
also-
toilet bowl in his head, sir.
And guess what? Guess what?
What?
LeBron don't care about that. He's like, I'm sacrificing my hair so I can still hoop. Meanwhile, Chris Paul is out here like, oh, I can play basketball. What do I do? My man out here dribbling like he Bob Cousy. What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this?
But you know what the messed up thing is that y'all just said that they are only together for namesake. Like Kevin Durant has been now like demoted to like you're just a name, bro.
Well,
That's crazy.
No, Rob. Let me clarify. I'm not saying that it's because he's a bum. What I'm saying, you only think this team is gonna make it because of the names on it.
No, and I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you're saying that.
Right,
What
no,
I'm
I just
saying
wanna
is
clarify just in case.
that as great as he is, that really shows you how much of the lack of leadership in you
Mhm.
really affects your play and development on a team.
But Rob, like that's the point I think Pride and I were kind of speaking on, especially when I said name value. I think you look at the chemistry that this team just lost with Mikal Bridges being the number one defender, Cam Johnson leading the bench unit. I think there's so many things that this team lacked, and I think one of the bigger pieces of that is a leader. And I think you just kind of spoke onto that. When shit starts going crazy, who's going to speak up? Because it's not DeAndre Ayton. He hates everybody in that bitch. He don't even want to be there. It's not Chris Paul because his pussy's going to be hurting and he's going to be in the locker room anyways. It's not Devin Booker because he's going to be getting jumped by Luka and Kyrie at some point because he just wants to fight everybody. And it's not KD because KD don't give a fuck to be vocal. And he's
and you know who else?
He don't care to be vocal.
And you know who else don't care enough to be vocal either? DeAndre Ayton. Because my man, like, I'm bouncing out this year, bitches.
He's out this bitch.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck. He gone.
He
You
already
want
threw the
so
deuce.
Ralph
Yeah.
Scott, game on the
Yeah.
line, 2 minutes left. Who's making the pep talk? Cameron Payne?
I'm laughing.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul? What are you gonna say, bro?
Hey,
Look,
boy, we better win.
Here's
We
my
better
thing.
win.
I don't even think-
If I'm on that team, I'll be like, damn, he said that shit 2 years ago too, and we fucking lost.
But Mike, here's my concern. My concern isn't really for those times where it's like those crunch times. Who's gonna do the pep talk? That's not what I'm concerned
No,
about.
that was just a part of it.
I'm concerned about when Devin Booker gets in his feelings and start crying on the bench, and Chris Paul goes, "I'm sick of it. I'm not dealing with that." And then you got DeAndre Ayton in the middle, like, man, I
I'm
got
sick of all of y'all.
Cancun, dog. He is a 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
100%.
Like that's really my concern when things start to go just slightly left. And by the way, to all the Phoenix fans out there,
That's fact.
don't tell me this team can handle adversity, because in 7 games worth of adversity, they choked and they sold. They
Yeah.
sold.
And I
DeAndre Ayton couldn't do nothing with Giannis. Like, he couldn't do nothing.
Because that's
He's a
not
bum.
that's just not. I mean, let's be honest, bro.
He's a bum.
No.
He's a bum.
As
Be real. Be real. If he
What
was,
are we-
I want to ask you this.
Yo, Rob.
If he wasn't
Giannis
taking
averaged
number
30
one-
on you. That means you're a bum now. One of the best players in the NBA. Crazy.
Who,
Come on, man.
DeAndre Ayton?
No, Giannis.
Oh, I was talking about Ayton, bro.
No, Ayton's not a bum.
But Pride, let me ask you something right now.
Holy shit,
Keeping
bro.
it a bean. If he wasn't taken number 1 overall, would he still be a part of this organization right now?
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't, because guess what? He would be elsewhere playing for a max, playing better than what he's doing now because he would
Hell
actually
no.
care.
Hell no, I don't think he would.
You're smoking herbs.
well,
You're
and
smoking
plus,
herbs.
I
I
want to
am, but that has nothing to do with this.
I want to throw out there to Mike's point of it being name city. To me, KD has lost a lot of the respect, and to me, he's lost a lot of the kind of the hype that goes behind it. Like, he is still a great basketball player. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him, but it took KD having to join one of the greatest basketball trios that we've probably ever seen in Curry, Clay, and Draymond for him to win 2 rings. He didn't do it when he went to Brooklyn. He didn't do it when he went with James Harden and Kyrie. I don't see him doing it with CP3 or Devin Booker. Like being 100% honest, and y'all, and I can probably get hate for that, and it's fine. But KD hasn't been able to do it without Golden State since. He ain't even
That's
sniffed it. He ain't even been close.
It's true. It's true. And respectfully, I'm not. And again, I'm not even trying to be rude, but let's also keep in mind when it comes to this.
For them things.
I'm looking at a team who. Okay, so God knows we already made the point on leadership, right? We already made that point. How much y'all want to bet KD goes down again with yet another injury?
I mean,
Respectfully.
I don't want to wish that upon him.
I'm not wishing. I'm
No,
listen,
I'm not saying you are. But
yeah, I'm not wishing upon him, but with how he's been the last couple years,
I think
it's to the point
We've got
where
a lot of guys with issues on this team right now, though. Like Devin Booker has
Right.
that groin injury that keeps getting re-aggravated. KD's out right now. CP, all I got to say is CP, and that's about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's really something I feel like Monty Williams is going to have a problem with. But with all that being said, at the end of the day, like, it is name value for a reason. I do believe that this team has the potential to go to the finals because they've already made the finals before. And I think they definitely have that experience of knowing, listen, we fucked up this time. Let's take a top 10 player of all time and let's run this shit back, because that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Because, I mean, Pride, look at last night. Perfect example. These teams aren't playing defense anymore for a lick of shit. We got 2 teams going over 175 points. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And it's not an every night thing, but and I love Mikal Bridges. I'm a huge Mikal Bridges fan. I'm gonna buy his jersey without a doubt, a Brooklyn Nets one. And I think, at the end of the day, I think he's going to be a great player in this league. But what held him back were the nights that he only scored 10 to 12 points. And I think with KD scoring at least 30 every single night, I mean, it puts them in that conversation. If they're healthy, I think they can make it.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I think this year it's gonna be very interesting. Rob asked basically. I think Rob, you asked like whose legacy kind of is gonna be hit the most.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think no one's legacy is impacted. This is a no-lose situation for Phoenix. It really is.
But
Think
Pride,
about it, Rob.
I look at this though. Hold on, Pride. But look at this though. From all what you guys just said, let's think about this now. Can we honestly now say, after everything that has been presented to us, all the evidence, that KD is a really great number 2?
No, because his skills. What I think,
but his skills as a number 1 is
he's got the skills of a number 1, the mindset of a number 2, and I think that'll put him in. And honestly, the only way this will hurt his legacy of it, anybody ever here looked in the mirror and with a straight face said he will end his career as a top 10 player all time. That is the only way his legacy will get hurt. Because if you looked at this guy and said he'll be great, hell of a ball player, but he'll probably end his career top 50, top 30. If you're one of those people, this doesn't impact his legacy at all, because he still is who he is. This only impacts the legacy. And again, we're talking about if they lose, if they, you know what I mean. Like let's say they get blown. Because I feel like in Western Conference Finals for this team, if they make it losing 7, I think they can stomach that. I think that's something you can kind of stomach a little bit, because you still got KD for a few more years. You just basically have to replace Chris Paul and hope and pray you can suck DeAndre Ayton's dick good enough for him to want to stay for one more year and go from there. But unless you thought KD is a top 10 player all time, this doesn't impact his legacy in the slightest. If I'm bugging, someone check me.
I still think he's top 10 all time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're Mike, though. So we good. We good.
I mean, I'll take him over Bill. Respectfully,
you think KD is top 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, you smoking?
Nah.
Top
15. Top 15. I give him top 15.
Who would you take more, Bill Russell or KD?
Bill Russell,
Bill Walton, Bill Cosby.
I'm taking Bill Russell every day over Kevin Durant. Every day. Because you thinking about KD from what he can do offensively. Bill Russell still can score, but defensively, he's gonna bring me way more of a contribution than what KD can bring.
I mean,
he's gonna stop people. He's gonna stop people.
He's gonna stop 5'8".
He stopped and I get what people saying that, like, because he really didn't stop Wilt Chamberlain, but Wilt Chamberlain was a freak of nature. But at the same time, he slowed him down enough that had that been anybody else there, Wilt Chamberlain would have been the 9-time champion.
I'm just gonna say this, bro. I can name 20 players I will take that clears Kevin Durant easily. At least 20.
I don't know, bro. I think Bill Russell.
I give him 15, but he's not in my top 10.
If fine, how about this, Mike? I'll let you get away with Bill Russell. MJ, the second greatest player of all time. Then obviously the GOAT, LeBron, Ramon James.
Okay.
I'm taking Kareem. If I'm wrong on any of these, please let me know.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll literally stop you first one I hear.
Okay. Magic.
Okay.
Larry.
Wait, that's 5 now. Larry. Okay.
Shaq.
6.
Wilt. I'll take Stephanie Curry. Okay.
Steph, you better put some respect on this name.
I can't give him too much respect because that's kind of I gotta disrespect him a little bit. I'll take Steph.
That's 8.
I'll take Tim Duncan. And excuse me?
I'll take KD before I take Tim Duncan.
I'm moving on this conversation because next you're gonna sit there with a straight face and tell me that you're taking
Wait a minute,
who shall not.
Mike, I love you, Mike, brother. Don't tell me you said that.
He said that.
Tell me you didn't say that.
I'll take KD.
You would take Kevin Durant over the great big fundamental?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question.
With my chest.
I'm asking you one more name. And this one, I'm very curious. KD or D Wade?
KD or D Wade?
For me,
Flash.
I'm talking about Flash, and Flash clears him easily. Not even close. David Robinson is another one who clears him. Scottie Pippen is another one who clears him.
Scottie Pippen does not
Giannis?
clear. Scottie Pippen clears KD, Kevin Durant.
Head, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes.
You're bugging.
Robert, you a Chicago dude. You know what it is. You a true Chicago dude.
Rob's just in disbelief at the current moment.
Hell no.
I am in disbelief, but I'm gonna take Scottie Pippen over Kevin Durant.
Hell no, bro. What the fuck?
Thank you.
It's mindset, bro. I'm not diminishing Kevin Durant's skill. Kevin Durant, if his mindset matched his skill, Kevin Durant would be in that conversation to go.
Respectfully,
Oh,
I was about to say if his mindset matches game,
His game is like almost perfect. It's like almost perfect. And when I say almost, it's just a little bit defensively. But I'm talking about offensively, he has no weakness. Kevin Durant it's his mindset. Dude. You can get in KD's mind. Like if a Kevin Durant would have played a prime Kevin Garnett would have ate him alive.
without a shadow, and that's another.
Would have ate him alive.
No lie, I low-key would consider taking Kevin Garnett over KD.
I'm definitely taking Kevin Garnett over KD any day. Any day.
Hey, Pride,
Any day.
can I ask you a serious question, respectfully?
Oh, fuck me here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Who are you taking? Are you taking Matt McClung or are you taking Kevin Durant?
Shit. Matt McClung just won a dunk contest.
I know y'all. Okay, I ain't gonna get that disrespectful.
Yo, the man won a dunk contest and they sent him back to the G League. We just gotta put the dunk contest out of his business.
Yes, they
bro.
did.
Yo, we gotta put the dunk contest out of his
That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket.
And you know what? He is yet to lie.
Yo, oh my god. But matter of fact,
They sent his ass to the gulag.
we gonna have a conversation about
Look,
We're gonna go in depth. We still got two more things before we get up out of here. I want to play another game.
Look, Pride, I just want to answer my question, sir. Who are you taking?
Matt McClung because he's mega hung. I'm telling you, bro. That's the guy I'm rocking with, bro. Every day.
You
of the
was
week,
just
bro.
hating on him, bro. You was
That's
just
all I
hating
need.
on him.
KD
all
got
I
a little
need.
weed. Let's go, boys. Oh,
Just
imagine
hating
being
on
serious.
Matt McClung. I swear to God.
Imagine someone would actually take Matt McClung over KD. Imagine. Sensational.
Dude,
And
I
you-
guarantee
and
there's
you
somebody
white
out
kid
there
in
that
the
does.
sixth grade right now.
Oh my god, bro.
I
Like,
guarantee there's-
yeah, like, well, my kid in the head. It's a sixth grader out there. He's like, yeah, bro, he's mad cool. I don't know where to find his jersey because he's in the G League, you little fuck. All right? Stop
He
picking
is
your
six.
nose.
He is 6'2" and 180 pounds. That man is standing tall right now.
But I wanna have a little fun with y'all. Fill in the blank. I don't know if y'all heard what that boy Anthony Edwards said. He basically said, "Man, I'm sick of load management. It's not fair. If I'm healthy, I'ma play." Swear to God, that's how he sounds like to me. He's like he's like Patrick Mahomes, right? He tries to look all thuggish, and then he talks like, "My name is Anthony Edwards, and I approve this." But like shut up, okay? Load management is blank. Tony, fill it in.
Load management is blank, and honestly, I'm be truthful with you, Pride. You sounded like Butters when you first tried to like talk
really
like Patrick
did.
Mahomes.
Fro.
You
Mike,
did. You
Mike,
Did he
sounded
say
like
Butters?
you over here sounded like Butters
No,
from
no,
South
okay.
Park.
Bet,
Oh,
bet.
hamburgers.
All
Anyway,
right,
Oh,
all right,
hamburgers.
oh, hamburgers. Anyway, to me, load management is a real thing. Like I get what he's saying. Like, oh, it's taking minutes away from me, but bro, there comes a point where you do eventually slow down. There's only been a handful of athletes in any sport in any generation that has not slowed down as they've gotten older. LeBron James and Tom Brady are two of them. Like they could still continue to play. We saw Peyton Manning. He hit 18 years and Father Time smacked him in the face and he could no longer throw a ball. Drew Brees, the exact same thing. Like it happens. Like you do have to have load management. Like load management is not saying that load management is saying you're not the player you used to once be, but you're all that like let's not sit here and be like, oh, Anthony Edwards, you get like 10 minutes off the bench. We up by like 30 right now. There ain't no possible way we can blow this. Yeah, you fine. You can go out there for like the last 10 minutes. Like it's not that, dude. Like you're old. Like if you have a history of injuries, like again, you ain't gonna be that guy that's starting for all 60 minutes. Like you're only gonna be out there for 40, 45 minutes at most. Like it is not a bad thing, especially if you do have injury-prone players. If you have a Kawhi Leonard, yeah, you get put on load management because I'm risking the 25 minutes I'm putting you out here. AD, you get 30 seconds because I swear to God you're gonna get hurt at 31 seconds if I keep you out there any longer than that.
Sensational. Mike, load management is blank. That sound like butters that time? Dickheads.
Hamburgers.
I think load management wins you championships at the end of the day. I think Toronto doesn't win that championship without having Kawhi come on load management. I think there's many of times, we see a bunch of teams that, have superstar talents and just can't get over the hump. I mean, Derrick Rose was one of them, to a lot of extremes. You look at them and be like, what could the Bulls have been if, you're like Tony said, you're up 10, you're up 30 with 5 minutes left in a meaningless game, and Derrick Rose tears his ACL and potentially one of the best Bulls teams that have been seen since the Jordan era, and he blows his knee out. And you're laughing, but it's like, that's real shit. So I get it. It's horrible. It's sad. You travel thousands of miles and you want to see your favorite player. Pride knows how much I can say whatever I want to hear. I'm a dick rider for Jimmy G Buckets. Jimmy G Buckets, I've been riding since he's been at Marquette. I ain't even
Which
going
is crazy to me, but yeah, it is true.
But anyways, to my point, I've never seen Jimmy Butler play in person.
You didn't even say anything special.
Every time, I didn't. I never did. But every time I went to see him, he never played. It was load management. Every time, I swear to you. Like, there were like 3 or 4 times I bought tickets, never saw him. But at the end of the day, they made it to the finals. At the end of the day, those teams did what they wanted to do. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter if Mike Hughes' feelings were hurt because they still needed to do what they needed to do. And I get it to an extent. You should, like, guys like Kawhi who aren't injured shouldn't be playing 40 games a season. You know what I mean? Like, you should be hitting that 50, 60 threshold mark. I do believe that. I don't think you should be missing over 25 games if you're not hurt or coming off an injury. And I think that's one of the biggest things you need to look at. But, at the end of the day, if that's what you need to do to win your team a championship, hey, fuck what anybody else thinks.
Robert, load management. What do you think about it?
I would have to say load management, if I have to put it in one word, is selfish. But
you gotta put it in one word. You could put it in multiple words.
But no. And I want to say this because there's one word that can be selfish in different ways, where it can be good and bad. Because I have to agree with Tony and Mike in their assessments of load management. It prolongs the players, and the reason why you see all the older guys with those bad walks, or they have to have 3 or 4 hip replacements, is because they didn't believe in that back in the day. So now you can see a LeBron James at 38 years old still playing in tip-top shape because a game against Minnesota on a Wednesday night he can miss, But also it's selfish against the fans because it's like you're prolonging your career, but now you're taking away somebody who thought on that Wednesday night they'll see LeBron James play.
100%. Like when I just went to get the Luka ticket and Luka didn't play against the Bulls, and I was
you know what I mean? And then it's also selfish against the fans to want to see your favorite player put his body on the line so much during the regular season, and then have the audacity to get mad at them when they can't perform in the postseason because they're already burnt down. So it's selfish. That's my word for load management.
I can dig it.
Load management is ironic. It's my word. It's kind of funny. Regular season doesn't matter. The MVP awards don't matter. Your career high in the regular season doesn't matter. None of it matters. All people really care about is the playoffs, right? Kind of like what Mike did earlier, right? The finals, right? He brought up the finals, didn't want to go back and talk about the journey, right? Try to discredit everything else that, Goatsum Tatum did it, He tried to discredit everything. Right?
Fuck Deuce. Fuck Tatum too.
And I hope Deuce takes a steaming deuce on you, bro. I don't give a fuck.
I hope he does too. I'm happy he spilled his ice cream.
You said what?
I'm happy he spilled his ice cream.
Good.
That's
Next time we'll spill it on the Bulls floor after we're finished
I would
spanking you
have
by
smacked
37.
that shit out of his hand so fast.
And after that, guess what me and Deuce finna do? We finna rub that ice cream all over the freaking logo on the Bulls floor after we smoke y'all. Hit you with that diggity duty, bro. Get out of here. Anyway,
this how Deuce wake up in the morning when his real daddy wakes him up.
And that's fine, bro. Because meanwhile, Steph out here getting cheated up by Alicia. Get out of here, bro. Meanwhile, they cheated by his girl a lot. I don't want to hear nothing, bro.
I never seen this girl. I never seen this girl at the games. I never seen.
Anyway, so what? He had a kid by himself. Fuck.
That don't mean nothing.
Hey,
like
adoption in the foster system are real pride. Don't be acting like you can't just go get a kid out here, man.
And I used to know damn well she ain't cheating on no Steph Curry.
Oh, I tell you right now,
I'm telling you right now, respectfully, she's definitely cheated.
100%. I really thought Clay was really out with a torn ACL and torn Achilles. Nah, son was torn all right, but it wasn't his. Shoot. My man was in Cancun beating up
Clay just cheating on his girl again, bro?
You said what?
Clay just got caught cheating on his girl again, bro.
He did?
Yeah, it's like the third time. He a player for real.
But when he talks, it's so he talks like someone you have to avoid. This man talks. Let me stop because I was about to say something, and I don't want to get us in trouble.
Just say it, Pride. Just say it.
Bro. He talks like he got Down syndrome. Dude really talks like there's something. He rode a short bus when he was a kid. I can say this because I'm allowed to. He rode a short bus when he was a kid. Swear to God. I don't care what a minute. Yo, Clay is so mentally messed up, bro, that everyone gets on the private jet. He drives a short jet. Swear to God, bro. That's how mentally down bad he is, bro. I don't care what nobody says. Anyway.
Pride.
What's up?
Those Make-A-Wish children do eventually grow up. Not all of them, but some of them do get to grow up, and some. You're right. You're right.
Like 90% of them don't reach past the age of 9, but the ones
that there's something wrong with y'all, Lord Jesus.
But load management, it's ironic, bro, because the same people who are crying about this and saying that it's unfair to the players are the same ones that if the player played that game and dropped 45, no one cares. It doesn't matter because it was the regular season. So it's kind of like a situation if I'm a player, right? I'm hooping. But if what I do in the regular season doesn't matter, to y'all point, why am I going to go through that grind?
Right.
I'm still going to get paid. Like, think about it. I'm still going to get paid, right? I'm going to take care of my body. I can prolong my career. And then I can just go full send in the playoffs. Because that's all that matters, right? Question mark?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. The regular season matters because you have to get to a point where you can be in the playoffs. Like that. That's where the Lakers are right now. Like they don't have their own set destiny of being able to get into the playoffs. They have to have.
When I say that, I'm an idiot. It's crazy, Tony.
No. What matters with the playoff is because we can even bring this back to even a football analogy or an NBA analogy, whichever one. And actually, we'll keep it as NBA. Look how many times Denver and Utah finished as one of the top 2 seeds in the NBA in the Western Conference. How many championships did they get out of it?
Understandable,
Nathan.
So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter what you do. Like it matters what you do in the regular season to be able to get into the playoffs. But the playoffs ultimately at the end of the day is what matters because who wins the ring. Like you look at a wild card team, you look at a play-in team. If they end up winning the ring, okay, cool. They went 500 in the season, but at the end of the day, they won the ring. Nobody talks about the regular season. It's at the end of the day, they were the ones that won the ring.
And can I make this statement?
How big your dick?
Any team that's worried about seeding, saying I don't want to see this team in the first round, if your whole mindset is I want to just make it out of the first round, you're a loser. Like, you're going to have to see that team anyway in the playoffs at some point. Might as well get it out the way. That's how I look at it. So it's like, I hate that concept of I'm going to tank until I'm in the 6th seed. So I don't have to see Dallas in round 1. That's the 3 seed. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that mode of thinking. I really do. It's like, you're going to have to see if Dallas is as good as you think they are. You're going to eventually have to see them in the playoffs anyway.
I mean, to an extent. I mean, I get it, though. I do get it to an extent. My thing is, I think it all depends on how comfortable you are with your team. Because not only that, if I'm a team, if there's a team I desperately want to play, for example, like the Clippers, right? The Clippers, I think a couple years ago, were intentionally trying to lose so they can get matched up with the Lakers in the first round. Obviously, it didn't end up going their way. But a situation like that, I'm not going to sit there and call you a loser because there's a certain.
No, I'm not calling you a loser if you trying to intentionally play somebody.
No,
like you right.
I am. You loser. You dumb bitch.
Wow. Say it with your chest next time.
Well, because to Rob's point, like it shouldn't matter. Like if you don't feel comfortable enough facing any team that you have to go up against in the playoffs, then why are you in the playoffs to start with?
See, yeah, like that.
Yes,
that's
what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. So if that's the route you're going, then yeah, now I'm with you because to be honest, you should be fine. I don't mind you like if you're desperately like I said, if you're like the Clippers, or if you're the Utah Jazz and you're desperate, well, not even then because that doesn't even make sense because they're in a different conference. But you get the point. It's like if like New York and the Knicks and the Celtics back when the Knicks knew how to spell basketball, like. When I was able to be blessed to live through the time that was the big three or even the big four, because Rondo was a part of it at me. I don't care. I desperately wanted to play the Knicks every single year. Swear to God, I wanted to play the Knicks. I want them every single year. I wanted to play the Knicks. And I wanted them to play the Knicks because I wanted to be the reason why they got bounced out. I wanted to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, the New York is at home. They all crying in the Timbs because they bum asses had to catch the A train today instead of the B train because they go to Madison Square Garden, you bums. That was just me. That was just me. So if it's like that, that's one thing. But if we're talking about fear, if we're talking about we're scared to play this team. Or how LeBron had the entire Eastern Conference. We're scared. How Atlanta was scared to play Miami when LeBron was over there.
Hey, can I ask you a serious question, bro?
I'm so
Before
scared.
I bounce out of here, I need to know, bro. All right, check it out. Because this isn't just about sports, bro. We out here just talking about life.
Yeah, what else?
Let's start with Tony. Tony.
What's up?
Your left hand needs to get glued to one part of your body for the rest of your life. What part are you gluing it to?
Damn.
Ooh.
Respectfully, I would say my dick, so that way you can always beat it off. But what if I want to get cheeks?
Well, no, I would say that,
trade-off.
but mine's too really small to do anything with that, so I ain't gonna say that.
Well, see,
podcast, brother.
But here's the thing: my thing is small, but I knocked up my wife twice, so she's stuck with me regardless. So she has to just accept it. You see what I'm saying? So
Hey,
T-Dog.
Hey, look,
that's
the
a way
big
you
thing
can
is
get around it.
women love endless rounds of shrimp. That's all that you got to do, man. You just got to be able to provide endless rounds of shrimp.
Man,
If I have to, if I have to pick a spot for my left hand to be glued to, I'm gonna say my stomach because that still kind of gives me a little bit of like a bend. I can still kind of move my arm. I still got a little bit of hole. Like I can still kind of use that arm for a lot of stuff, and it's not really in an impactful spot that to me is gonna hurt me too bad because I can still throw a shirt on over it. I'm gonna look stupid, but I can still throw a shirt on over it.
Can I move my arm once a day to like move it from a different spot, or is this I'm stuck with it there forever?
Move your arm, but the hand stays glued.
So okay, so I could all right. So damn.
So like me personally, I pick my thigh, the side of my thigh, because my hand is you literally.
It'll just be there.
Yeah, it's just there.
It'll just be there, and if you can bend it, you'll still be fine.
Right.
I would bend it where like my arm is like there's a little slack to my arm.
Right.
So my arm is never fully extended.
See, I put it on my ass personally.
I mean, I would do that, but I feel like after a while the novelty will wear off because eventually I want to get my butt smacked when I'm getting piped. See what I'm saying? So it's like if my hand is in the way, I just won't get the maximum pleasure. You see what I'm saying?
Wait, Pride, where are you putting it? Like, are you putting it like are you blocking the shot or are you just like on the sidelines? Like, what are we talking about here?
So the way I would hold it is how I would want LeBron to palm my cheek. How I would want Tom Brady to hold my bum like it's a football, like straight up palm on the meaty part.
Wait. We already know Tom's going to deflate it, so you ain't even got to worry about that, Pride.
And he'll inflate me with his pipe. So I'm chilling, bro. He can take it.
You can't even say pause on that one. Look at that face.
sad part about it is like, I'm not, yo,
There it is. There it is.
No, hold on. Where's the other one? Where's the Shaq one? Where's the Shaq one?
Oh, I got that one. Hold on.
You got it. Pull that joint up. Yo, Rob, you gonna love this one. Rob, you gonna love this one. Watch. Yo, this one. Yeah. Did you put it in your video? You're gonna this one without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know who put it in there, but I found it. You put it in there? Yo, I need you to leave it in there. Yo, this one. This.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah. Hey, Shaq looked like he was so high, bro.
Yo, I think that was from the Hot Ones, right? When he did the Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Yo, my man.
Hey, you know they say the wings, that spice gets you high.
No, yeah, I heard some of the stuff they be putting on there.
I was just watching the one with LL Cool J.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with their wings. They call them magic wings because they got that thing.
Man, them things. I want to do it. I'll do it. Like I went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I haven't done their hottest ones, but I got pretty close.
You smoking herbs, my guy. I love you.
I don't know. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I don't know.
It's a.
I'm a very competitive person.
Before we hop off this, cause man, be safe, Mike. Before we get off, last one I want to talk with y'all. Derek Carr supposedly rumored to end up with the Jets. Predict their overall record if they get him. I'm gonna start with you, Rob.
I'm gonna go 8-9.
Okay, it's progress. Step in the right direction. Tony, you agree?
I'm gonna go a little bit further, and I'm kind of torn between two different records. They're only a game apart.
Yep.
I'm gonna say either 10-7 or 11-6.
Really?
I say that because when have throughout Derek Carr's entire time of being with the Raiders, when have we ever seen him have a competent defense ever? Like his whole entire time.
I think one time, I think it might have been his second year, and I think they were I want someone to fact check me. I think they were like a middle-ish of the pack. I think they were like 16th.
Yeah, and didn't they go to the playoffs that year? That was one of the times they were like one of the top seeds.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea of what he's capable of if he has a mid-range defense. Like part of what, to me, Derek Carr gets a lot of criticism for is the fact that, the Raiders he can't elevate the Raiders, that he couldn't do anything with the Raiders. But you look at the talent this man had, it's not like he was a bum not utilizing Devontae Adams, not utilizing Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs. Like you had John Gruden and what's his nuts is, as the general manager. They hit what, 2 of their draft picks out of the top 8 draft picks that they had the entire time that they were there. They hit on 2 of them. The rest were all busts. And the ones that they spent on defense, who's still there? Max Crosby's still on defense. Chandler Jones is there. They didn't even draft Chandler Jones.
Yeah, but I still have to say though, he didn't maximize Devontae Adams, and now I have to start looking at Derek Carr like, are you really that good? Like he's been in the league this long, and nobody's ever really considered him as a top 10 quarterback.
Well, and I'll be honest with you too, though. Look at the defense. Like the defense couldn't stop anybody. Like that defense couldn't stop a wet paper bag from disintegrating. Like they can't do nothing. So and plus, I mean, it's Devontae Adams. Like how many teams are you going to go up against? That's like, yeah, Devontae's getting double teamed. Now we've seen Devontae beat that. It don't matter. Fuck it, throw it up there. See, Devontae gonna be down there to catch it somewhere. So. And honestly, too, how much is Josh McDaniels? Because Josh McDaniels didn't do great with Denver.
I think it's this year specifically. I think it's all Josh McDaniels. That's just me, though. I think it's all Josh McDaniels.
And plus, John Gruden was never really sold on Derek. Like he kind of sold that his last couple of years. Like, oh yeah, Derek's my guy. You remember the first couple of years that he was there? We had heard rumors that John was like, yeah, you gonna be traded. You're gonna be out.
Yeah, he never really liked him. I do like the fact that he's going to be able to go to a team that has some faith in him. That's just the number one thing that I'm glad we're going to be able to see Derek Carr in a situation where I'm wanted. Now for me, I think 11-6 the first year. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it'll be possible. I think it's going to take Derek Carr time to understand a whole new playbook with Robert Saleh, right? To give him a year to mesh well. I think year 2, 11-6 should be the goal. But go ahead.
I mean, honestly, to me, I don't see it being completely out of there. And I say that because even though the Jets were a dumpster fire this year, you look at how honestly they were in a lot of their games, and they just had a quarterback carousel. Like you had Joe Flacco.
Because I would even call them a dumpster fire this year, because this year more than ever, it looks like there was a plan, and that the only spot they need to fill really is a quarterback position. Defensively, they got something. They worked on the line. Offensively, they're good. So it's like, I just think the only really missing link would be a quarterback. You know,
so you don't think that, because I mean, let's be realistic. Like Derek Carr is definitely an upgrade over all 4 quarterbacks that they had start,
and it's not
throughout
even
the
close.
season. Yeah, and it's not even close.
Right. Yeah.
And again, like, and to your point, we saw what they were able to do. Like, there is a plan there. Like, they got a steal in Breece Hall at running back. Like he was doing great until he got injured. You look at Garrett Wilson is fantastic. You know, what's the kid's name? Number 8 for the Jets, Elijah Moore. Like Elijah Moore's looking great. And like you said, the defense is on point. Like the defense is stout. So to me, I don't see 10-7, 11-6 being completely out of it. Now, I think where they're really it's going to be their biggest struggle is going to be in the division, because you still have Josh Allen and the Bills, you still have Mac Jones and the Patriots, and you still have the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins to me are going to regress this year a lot, but there's still contentions that you have to worry about. That's 6 games right off the bat that you got to deal with.
But why do we think the Dolphins are going to regress? Is Tua coming back?
That's the thing. To me, it's like, and you guys know I'm probably the biggest Tua Tagovailoa fan. You guys,
I was about to say that's your name for him.
That's my boy. But 2 concussions in a short period of time, I don't know, man.
3.
To me, what do you mean 3?
It was 3.
Even worse.
Because remember, he had the one where
he had one in the beginning of the
where they said it was the back thing, and then he had the one where he had the contusion and he had like his body started doing all those crazy things.
That was
and then remember,
Cincinnati.
like towards the end of the season,
he had another one.
He had another one where we didn't even know because he finished the game and it came out after the game like he has another concussion.
Yep. So yeah, look, 3 concussions. I don't know. That's another thing about Tua. You're gonna have a conversation. Is playing football worth it?
Yeah.
He said he wants to come back though.
And I saw a report, he's supposedly taken Taekwondo to like defend himself against getting concussion. Like is he going roundhouse kick?
Maybe he's probably trying to learn how to fall.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know, but it's
a possibility, bro.
Because I think the way he falls, and Gonzo alluded a lot to this, like he falls bad, and that's like one of the things you learn in wrestling. Like the first thing you learn in wrestling is how to take a bump. Because unless you know how to take a bump, none of this training means nothing if you don't know how to protect yourself.
Well, and I ain't gonna lie, and maybe I'm gonna sound like a little bit of a smartass here, and this is truly just like questioning kind of from a medical standpoint. Like if I know I'm gonna get hit and I'm gonna fall, like the first thing I'm gonna do is like, okay, I don't want to hit my head. Like I can hit my back, I can hit my lower back, like I can do all that. I'm gonna get the wind knocked out of me, and that's okay. I ain't gonna smack my noggin either. Like,
well, he needs boxing lessons. The first thing they teach you is how to tuck your chin.
Right.
Tuck your chin.
I don't know what lessons he needs, but respectfully, he got to figure it out, because now it's to the point every time he falls, I grimace.
You like, yeah. It's like AD. Like when AD jumps in the air, you're like,
so it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens, bro. I mean, even though Super Bowl, just happened earlier this month, I already can't wait for more football because
Oh, dude, it's gonna be exciting.
it is because there's a lot of storylines. What's gonna happen with Aaron? You know, he just left his
His little darkness retreat.
his hidey hole where he goes to avoid responsibility.
Yeah, he out there having a couple sessions, you know.
I saw actually the greatest comment response back to that ever. Aaron Rodgers has emerged from his hidey hole. 6 more months of no Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers.
I love.
I mean, hey, but now does he reunite with Devontae?
No.
I mean, I've seen reports that the Jets were trying to go all in for him. I've seen the Raiders try to go all in for.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if I'm the Raiders, all honesty, you got way more holes that you need to fix, and let's be semi-honest and realistic, because I don't dislike Devontae. I dislike Aaron. I didn't dislike Devontae with Aaron. Devontae's also getting older. Like, you've only got a few more years with Devontae, and you got to look long term. Like, your defense has been crap for 10 plus years. Your offensive line is still a question mark. You have potentially one of the best running backs in the league right now, and you declined his 5th-year option for whatever reason. One of the few bright spots you got, and you were like, "No, we're not picking up your 5th-year option for whatever reason."
Mm-hmm.
So to me, they have a lot more issues than just that. So to me, honestly, like unless they had all the pieces there, kind of like Tampa Bay or like the Rams, you know,
when you were literally just one quarterback away,
right? And you're like, we're gonna go all in this year. It's Super Bowl or bust, and if we win, then we know we're gonna be crap for a couple years while we try to get everything else figured out. If not, then you know we're already going down that road anyway. But at least we could say we tried. Like that.
Right.
That to me is where the Raiders are at right now.
I get you. Plus, I don't think it's safe to say Devontae wasn't the best receiver last year. I think that has to go to either Jamar Chase or AJ Brown as the best receiver in the league now.
I would have honestly given it, and as much as I hate to say it being a Dallas fan, I would have given it to AJ Brown. Like don't get me wrong, and it's no disrespect to Jamar Chase. I still argue Jamar Chase, like you said, Rob, is still one of the best. His immediate connection with Hurts, the impact that he had, and what he was doing to dudes on the field.
Yeah,
to me, it was AJ.
AJ stepped up last year. Last season, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's for me, bro. I'm gonna end it with this, bro. Derek Carr's top 10. I've been saying it for a while now, and people will probably admit he's top 10 after he's you know, on his last legs. So, but Rob Scott, my boy, it's been a pleasure. Tony T-Dog, I appreciate you coming. Mike left abruptly, but it is what it is because my ex left me abruptly. But all bad things end up with good results because I now got my wife. So,
hey,
Mike,
but we gotta
don't give a shit.
We gotta do this again, though. This was fun.
Every Saturday, bro. Every Saturday night we're gonna be here. I'm telling you, bro. Every Saturday night we're gonna be here. But on behalf of the boys, it is your boy probably back here next Saturday, 9:30 Eastern time, to waste about an hour and a half of our lives. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.